about what are all the things that you are, not just the thing that you know, but what are the things that you are, and how can you package that up into a signature coaching program. If you're a relationship coach and maybe you talk about dating after 50, what are some places that your ideal clients are going to be talking about? You'll strongly want to consider having different incentives that are going to incentivize someone to want to sign up now and not later. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, but I love doing it because I love helping you turn your success story into a 6 or even 7-figure online coaching brand. And so with that, you gotta make sales, right? And particularly, you need to make sales of your signature program. That's the first thing that you should be selling after you have created it. And so a signature program is really a coaching program that you are known for, and I actually go in depth about how to come up with your signature program title and how to create it in this video here, which is all about how to break down your signature coaching program. But once you've come up with a signature coaching program, you're probably like, okay, Courtney, well, how do I sell it? So this video is a follow-up to that video all about how to sell your signature coaching program once you create it. So if you spent all this time coming up with your signature coaching program and you're like, how the heck do I sell this thing? Where do I find clients? You're in luck because we're gonna get into it right now. Okay, the first thing that you need to keep in mind is that whatever you are selling, you need to make sure that you are that thing. And I've been really harping on this lately after the success of my recent signature coaching program, which is called the Next Big Name Bootcamp. So the Next Big Name Bootcamp has sold nearly $1 million worth in sales, and people have asked me, how have you done that within that one program? And I really focused on not just coming up with something that my audience would be really interested in, but I really focused on coming up with something that I personally embodied. So this was a coaching program that was based around a subject and a skill set that when people look at me and they look at my business, they're like, wow, she doesn't just know how to do that thing, but she is the thing that she's selling. And so this is one of the greatest success secrets that I could tell you. I'm almost reluctant to keep sharing it publicly because I feel like people won't take it seriously if they're like, oh, it's just something that she said on a YouTube video. But I cannot stress how important this is. Think about what are all the things that you are, not just the thing that you know, but what are the things that you are, and how can you package that up into a signature coaching program. And you'll find that if you focus on selling those things, so again, not just what you know, but who you actually are and what you embody, you'll find that it's a lot easier to sell, and people just kind of get it right away because they're like, oh, of course you're selling this because I see you being the thing that you're selling, and it just makes it so much easier. So make sure you are the thing that you are selling. All right, the next thing that you need to do if you want to sell your signature coaching program is you want to join related communities and become a part of the conversation. So ask yourself, what are Facebook groups that your target market would be involved in? You know, what are some online water coolers, so to speak, where your ideal clients are hanging out at, and when they are generally talking about the conversation of whatever your signature coaching program is. So maybe you're a health and wellness coach and you're talking about transitioning to a keto diet or paleo or vegan or something like that. What are some online communities that are really popular where your ideal client is going to be hanging out? If you're a relationship coach and maybe you talk about dating after 50, what are some places that your ideal clients are going to be talking about, you know, the ups and downs of dating in that particular age demographic? Wherever that conversation is being had, you want to be there participating in that conversation, because that's going to be a great place where you can not only connect with people and do some subtle target market research to see if your signature program needs to be tweaked a little bit or if there's things that you need to add, but it's going to be a great place for you to get in front of your ideal client who is actively talking about that subject, which means that it is actively on their mind. And if it's actively on their mind, then that means that they're more likely to want to spend money on it. So this is the first step that we need to do in terms of positioning ourselves to actually be able to sell our signature coaching program. All right, the third thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to sell it hand to hand if you haven't built a community yet. So what I mean by hand to hand is oftentimes when people are just getting started, if they haven't built a brand, they try to sell their signature coaching programs the way someone who actually has a brand would. And if you have a brand, then it's great. You can post about it on social media, you can promote it, you know, you can make videos about it like I'm doing, you can, you know, send an email to your newsletter and just let people know about what you've got going on, and then do various things in order to enroll people in that way. But what happens if you haven't built a brand yet and you don't even have a community? Well, there's no place for you to post it, right? Nobody's following you on social media. You don't have an email list to speak of. So does that mean that you cannot sell your signature coaching program? No, that's actually not true. You can sell it. you're just gonna have to sell it manually or hand to hand. And part of how you sell it hand to hand is by being involved in those communities that we talked about in the previous step. So getting in places where that conversation is being had, having connections with those people, making contact, first not trying to sell them anything, just having general discussions, and then transitioning the conversation to what you have to offer to see if any of those people would be interested in your signature program. So literally sell it one by one, sell it hand to hand until you're able to grow an online community and sell it in mass the way you see other larger coaches do. All right, I have more where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. What's your signature offer? Share in the comments below. All right, the fourth thing that you'll want to do in order to sell your signature offer is you'll want to make it one-on-one first. So I actually have an entire video where I went over this in detail, where I talk about whether or not you should start with a one-on-one or a group coaching program first. But if you haven't built a community and you are looking to sell your signature offer for the first time, you really want to considering turning that signature offer into a one-on-one coaching program, at least initially, because it's a lot easier to sell a one-on-one coaching program hand to hand than it is to sell a group program. So you'll notice that all of these steps really go together. So you're hanging out in the communities that your target market is hanging out in, you are selling it hand to hand. Well, for most of those people who are interested in buying your coaching program, they are more likely to say yes if it's a one-on-one program, because everybody loves something that is custom tailored to them. And so, especially if you don't have a lot of testimonials or you can't point to other people that you've worked with who have gotten the result, it's a lot easier to sell a one-on-one program than it is a group program, because people are more readily to be a volunteer, to be a beta tester, so to speak, even if they're paying for it, if they know that they have an opportunity to kind of customize the program and get that one-on-one attention that only one-on-one coaching provides. So if you are brand new or this is something that you are newly creating, consider turning your signature coaching program into a one-on-one offer and selling it that way. All right, the fifth thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to create incentives to join now and not later. So ask yourself, is there a certain cohort coming up and maybe you're gonna close the doors where people can't join after a certain time? Is it a certain amount of spots that you can limit it to so that you can focus all your attention on those new clients? Think about different incentives that'll make someone want to sign up right now and not later. Are there bonuses that you are going to offer if someone joins your signature coaching program if they join within the next month or so? Is there a special bonus on the price? Is there a special bonus maybe in terms of another program or an ebook or something else that you have to offer that you can provide for them? And the reason you do this is because coaching is not a necessity. I mean, I know we feel like it's a necessity, but it's not milk and butter. It's not even clothing, even though I know much of the clothing that's being sold is not a necessity, but it's not food, water, shelter, clothing. It's really an extra. It's actually a luxury. It's something that people go after their basic needs are met. And because it's not a necessity per se, there has to be an incentive around it typically in order to make people want to take action now. This is not to say that people won't mosey onto your website and see what you have to offer and that they might not buy it on their own time, but if you are looking to sell your signature coaching program in a short amount of time, you want to do it right away, or it's something that you've just launched and you're eager to get those initial clients on the door so that you can start building testimonials, you'll strongly want to consider having different incentives that are going to incentivize someone to want to sign up now and not later. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you're going to love my Nail Your Niche challenge. Oftentimes people have trouble selling their signature offer because they're not really quite sure what their niche is and they're not very tight on it. So this Nail Your Niche challenge is a 5-day free, for now, challenge that I'm running where you can join, and over the course of 5 days, I will show you how to perfectly pinpoint your niche. Now, like I said, this is kind of experimental. I'm running it free for a time, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it free forever. In fact, I'm experimenting with offering it for paid. So if you click the link below and you see that it's free, definitely sign up right now. In fact, if you click the link below and you see that it's paid, still sign up because it's worth it. But if you are able to sign up, definitely join because it's gonna help you nail your niche. All right, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want even more where this came from, make sure you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you are following me on Instagram, CourtneyLSanders on Instagram, where I post daily, sometimes twice daily, as well as on my stories where you can get the behind the scenes of my life. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.